go. There we go. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? We are here. Damn.
What's up?
It is another Monday night. You are with us on Last Take, a shot in the dark. I am your host, Mr. Kevlar Treatum Swell. Joined with me, as always, whoops, wrong side, Mr. Skip from Skip's Trophies and More. And to the left of him, maybe on your right, depending on where the screen is, Mr. Diamond Dirty D. Fellas, what it is, what it ain't, what's new?
Man, how about them hurricanes? They were going to say, how about them hurricanes?
Oh, wait, wrong one. Shit.
Oh, man, I'm getting better and better every week, man. I'm getting back to myself. I work with a group called Christmas Angels. We changed the name to Christmas Angels year round. And we helped out a family this weekend. The husband lost his leg at work. And it's been a minute, but he's been depressed and, because he can't take care of his family like he needs to. So we took care of him this weekend, got him all household stuff, got him TVs, the whole nine. Told him he got people in his back, even if they ain't his family, like it's supposed to do. And everything was good, man. Good weekend.
There you go. There you go. Mr. D, how was your weekend?
So over here wrestling with this car. Had to take a sensor out and put a sensor in and do some stuff over here doing some man work.
What the fuck?
You opened the fuse box, pulled the fuse out,
we don't
put it
do
back and called it man work.
Yeah,
No,
that's
sir.
what he did.
No, sir. I took an
Sensor ain't number one damn bolt. I
No,
bet
sir.
you that.
I had to take my whole intake out to get this one
What
bit of
sensor
damn
was it?
sensor.
The intake sensor?
No,
The
it
oil
was
pressure sensor?
the temp sensor. My fan. Remember, I sent y'all a message for some help, and nobody
No, you did
responded.
not.
Yes, I
You
did.
supposed to call me. I don't
Yeah, I know about you, but I'm just saying I put it in y'all the little when y'all was on live on the car network, and I went on there and I put it down
That's
there
where
to
you
see.
asked me for help
Wait,
at.
just to see was y'all paying attention. Didn't nobody respond, so I got it fixed.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I was messing
Some
with you.
people was commenting. He
No,
asked me for help in the comment.
I was messing with you, sir, because you're a comment reader.
I be trying, but I also have to engage with the anyway. Go ahead, man.
Oh, shit.
You
Well,
something?
well, hey, fellas, we had the Sweet 16 and the Elite 8 has come and gone since the last time we have been on the air. So we just going to go back a week and go to the Sweet 16 real quick and then hit these Elite 8 to get into our Final Four. Oh, well, we already know who he's going with. But Bama was taken down by San Diego State 71-64. Creighton took out Princeton 86-75. FAU on a tear got down Tennessee 62-55. K-State beat Michigan State 98-93. Houston lost to Miami. There you go. Big skip. 89-75. Xavier lost to Texas 71-83. Arkansas lost to UConn 88-65. And Gonzaga beat UCLA 79-76.
That was
Now,
the 16.
that was the Sweet 16, and now we move into the Elite 8. UConn takes down Gonzaga 82-54. FAU takes down K-State 79-76. Them Hurricanes got it done against Texas. I saw you talking shit on Facebook about that one, 88-81.
They had a damn banner made congratulating Texas on the win 2 hours before the game. But go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And the last one was Creighton. They lost to San Diego State. So now in the Final Four on April 1st, which I believe is Saturday, we will see Florida Atlantic against San Diego State. And your Hurricanes are taking on UConn.
Yeah.
Where we at? What we feeling? What do we know? Skip, go ahead and take it away
man,
for us.
I'm finna jump right off the boat. We national champions, man. I'm going right out there and say it right now. The national champion is going to be the winner of our game in UConn. I'm gonna go ahead and say that right now. and I think we're going to beat UConn. So Miami Hurricanes going to do something that they never thought possible: win a national championship in anything other than football and baseball. Yeah, we got a lot of them in baseball. We got a lot of them in football, but basketball, we never even thought that we could be in this realm. Like that was our first 16, our first Elite Eight, first Final Four. Yeah. So.
Well, Skip, speak on what you feel has kind of motivated this team through that.
Well, I think by them being known as only a football school. In every circle in the world, when you say to you think about the football team. You don't think about the baseball team with all the history we got there. You think about the football team. The baseball team has like 4 or 5 national championships, but they don't talk about them. So being just a also ran, and then you got you some decent players, and you got a good coach. The kids are buying into the system, and they're doing what they're told. They're not. We don't have a breakout superstar. We don't have a LeBron James or Michael Jordan. Some of these guys play together, and they understand. Don't get down when you get behind, because against Texas, the wrestle against them. If anybody watched that game, that was some. If the fix was in, if you watched that game, you would have saw it. They were calling ghost fouls and travels and letting Texas elbow our guys and knock them down and not calling a foul. We weren't getting charges or nothing, and they still persevered and won. So, this is just mental fortitude by that team and the coaching staff, man, and congratulations.
There you go. Hey, D. So I know you want to get on and talk about this Final Four, but does that kind of tie in with our ongoing debate about refereeing and kind of the problems we keep seeing?
On both ends. On both ends. I mean, in all the major sports, the officiating controls the game. We know this. We've seen this, and like I told Skip, and when we talk about in these tournaments, what always happens? There's only 5 fouls that these guys in college get. So you give somebody some major foul trouble, some tick-tack fouls, turnover here and there, and the game to get out of control. Skip had one of his players on his team. That guy went 13 to 13 from the field, 7 for 7 from the free throw line. That guy went on a tape on your team in that game. He didn't miss a shot, sir.
Right, but that's what it took to win. We had to execute.
And y'all were down by some points, but again, a guy showed up. This is gonna be intriguing because this is the first time in history a 4 seed is the highest seed in the Final Four. It's been like
years,
years. Yeah, they have 20, 30 some years this has ever happened. But I must agree from what I've seen, San Diego State is a dangerous team to play against. They've shown and battle tested. But I must agree, I think the UConn and Miami game will show who will win the Final Four, in my opinion. I'm not picking either one, but it's going to be very interesting. And then again, like we stated, when we start talking about the tournament, it's not a surefire superstar to me in this tournament. I thought the big man in Texas was, but now we won't see him. The guy that was the player, freshman player and so forth over there in Alabama, that was a cloud over that university for what was going on off the court. But yes, man, this is going to be a very interesting weekend in college basketball. Even if a mid-major or a lower team comes in and wins this game, I wouldn't be surprised, because now it's team ball now, team ball and coaching.
Yeah, that's what it is. Exactly.
Well, when it comes to coaching, what does, obviously Skip wants to see Miami, but for the San Diego State fans, what do these teams have to do to kind of get over that hump and get through this game, make it to the championship?
Well, it's almost the same thing as like matchups, depending on the guard play in a low post game, in shooting, timely shooting always, because in college, somebody can get hot, somebody goes cold, and in the stretches that they go in. You usually, right now, we've seen all these games have been close. We had a blowout with UConn, but other than that, these games have been 5 3-point differentials,
5 and 7 points, yeah.
Yeah, so this has been kind of a very low, and like Skip said, they already had Texas to beat Miami. Miami has improved on what they did last year in the tournament. I think they went to the Elite Eight last year. Now we stepped into it went to 16. So now we going in the Final Four. So you see a maturation in that university and what they brought to the table. UConn is a blue blood of the tournament. They've won numerous national championships in the men and girls side of basketball. And these other two, San Diego State, Don't know, but I watched them play the other day, and they played L5 team ball, and they wasn't backing down.
Well, watching how they played against Alabama, San Diego State is going to beat the shit out of FAU. If they play that same game, run when they can, and then slow the ball down and play controlled offense, they're going to beat the hell out of FAU. I predict them to win by 15 to 20 points.
Damn, that much?
They beat Alabama, man.
Yeah, but I mean,
they did. Alabama by almost
FAU
10.
did put up almost 80 on K-State. They put up 79.
You're talking about Alabama, though.
Yeah.
But it's time
they beat
to
Alabama
shoot.
by almost 10 points.
Time to shoot.
I'm sorry, go ahead, D.
Time to shoot. And again, it just depends. You can have all these blue chippers, this guy here, this guy here. If he having an off night and y'all running y'all scheme, and it could be over with. You know, I remember even like Princeton got put out. But I remember one of them years, Princeton had the backdoor cut, and they ran that on folks the whole team, the whole game, and they were beating people. So it just depends. Like I said, it depends what we gonna see in the different schemes. A trap here, whatever type of zone, man one, whatever they run, whatever scheme they run, and it's time to shoot it. That's why I say if they stay hot, you will get beat. That's it. Or if the refs get involved, foul trouble.
Yeah, I think they really need to. It's got to be some kind of penalty for the refs making the mistakes and making the bad calls that they do, because it's getting ridiculous now. It's so crazy that the commentators had to say, "I don't know why he blew his whistle." You know, when the commentators say that, it's really right in your face, because you know they'll always say, "Well, you can't see everything," or they'll try to excuse it away. But you know, when they make comments like that and then they continue to make those types of calls, they got to be investigated. It's got to be some kind of penalty behind that.
Well, I mean, we're seeing it more and more, I feel like, with I saw it a lot this year in NFL and some college football where, you know, more of the announcers were kind of like, well, what the hell did you blow that for? You know, what was the foul?
Right.
Especially with this new, you know, going into football, roughing the passer, you know.
Well, I think one of the things they need to do, especially in the NFL, is don't limit the amount of challenges, but it has to be a legitimate challenge. You know, you just can't challenge because you feel like he made a bad call. It has to be a legitimate reason to challenge. You know what I mean? Like we saw, I forgot what game it was, but the ball was this far from the first down marker, and the ref gave him a first down. And you can't challenge that because it's a judgment call. That's stupid. The camera showed the ball almost a foot away from the pole, and the ref said first down, and it was third down. And the coach went ballistic. So some of these rules, got to be addressed. And
hell, that Outback Bowl with South Carolina and Michigan, that same thing happened. And next play, Jadeveon Clowney knocked that boy's head off.
Yeah, that was
Just Spurrier's on the field going, what the fuck? Anyways,
but with the officiating, basketball is a little more scrutinized because we're actually seeing it. We can see the ref's emotion. You see who he's calling it on. We have replay. It's a little more in depth than a dust up pile up on a football field. Now like you say, the ref they got in the NBA, if you go back, he was harassing Tim Duncan every time they played. They had to sit his ass down for a week. That guy, he was calling checks on Tim Duncan on the bench. And he used to always do that. And again, in this basketball, it's the same thing. Keep your mind. This is the first time I see a report already. They putting out a report of the officiators' names and stuff that's already going to officiate the game. We never know this type of stuff until the game starts.
You should know.
You know what I'm saying? Now all of a sudden now they putting out, oh, this guy is officiating. This crew is officiating ACC staff or Big Ten staff or whatever the case may be. It's actually on a website right now. This is the team that is officiating.
Yeah, it's going to hell in a handbasket, man. It truly is. But, you know, it's what they got to deal with. You make adjustments. That's all you can do.
Well, Skip, you got Miami all the way.
All the way.
Well,
I told y'all 2 weeks ago. I told y'all, what was it, a week and a half ago? I said, man, y'all watch them. They're beating people they shouldn't be beating. And look at them now.
You said it. Now we're here. Well, hey, before we get into this next topic, let's take a second to hear from our friends over at KJ's Mobile Auto Detailing.
This episode of Last Take is brought to you by KJ's Mobile Auto Detailing, LLC. Hit up KJ anytime. He has same-day appointments available, y'all. Y'all got to hit him up. Same-day rain guarantee. Memberships available. Disinfectant, sanitization services, wash, wax, carpet shampoo, claying, steam cleaning as well. Hit him up at 470-214-1423.
Yeah. There we go. There we go. Well, Skip, I'm going to go ahead and keep you up there because, we kind of been talking a little bit about your teams here today. There we go. The King is back, but they couldn't get past the Bills in
Bills.
LA.
Ain't no Bill. Ain't
The
no Bills in
Bulls.
NBA. Oh, okay.
Hey, wrong letter.
Okay.
The Bulls.
Oh.
So, man, we're getting close to the playoffs here.
Mm-hmm.
King James is back.
Mm-hmm.
You're 37 and 38.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you go?
You go
Talk
to the
about
playoffs. I don't know why people thought when he came back they were just going to go on a run and win every goddamn game. I say this all the time. It doesn't matter who you play or how bad the team you're playing is. They still are professional athletes. And then on any given day, Sunday, Monday, whenever, they can wake up and have the game of their lives or everything could click and ain't shit you can do about it. It happens. So just because he came back didn't mean they were just going to go in. I think they were in Chicago, too. They were going to Chicago.
No, they were in LA.
Oh, they were? But it just didn't mean they were going to, because he was back. Oh, all of a sudden, now we're going to score 150 points. No. It's just what it is, man. You can't win them all, and he's going to make the playoffs, and they're going to make some noise in the playoffs. So, this is a growing time for the team. They got to learn to play together. They got to, how's everybody doing? Hey, what's up? Oh, anyway.
That was for our viewers, Skip, not you.
But why'd you put it up there?
Oh, I'll put that one up there for you there.
They ain't going to make it. Anyway, LeBron is the GOAT, and the GOAT is going to be in the playoffs. He only missed it 1 year in his career, so we'll be all right. Or was it 2? Did they miss the first year he was in the NBA, D? So this is the second year missed the playoffs. Oh, well, last year was. So, yeah, we're making the playoffs. And according to who we play, we might make it to the second round while you bullshit.
Well, Mr. D, what do you think about the King?
LeBron James. I think they have a tough task because I think he's a little more injured than what he's saying. Some of the reports say it's a tendon issue. Some doctors said he might need some surgery on it. I was hoping he didn't tear his Achilles, which I know me and Skip have had that injury, and it's a tough, grueling process to get back to normal. And he's a elite athlete. He's an elite athlete, and the way he plays the game, he needs all that power and strength for what he does. But it's going to be a tough task for the Lakers because they got to get the chemistry back of him being on the court and so forth. Depending on how they will gel down the stretch is very key. They have a favorite schedule for them to get into the playoff, but it's going to be a very tough task for them, in my opinion.
Do y'all see these comments, Abe, he putting in the chat?
I'm not looking at that, Skip.
Abe is tripping. The fuck?
Hey, man, hey.
You tripping. This man is 37 years old in better shape than 90% of the NBA, and he need to sit it out?
I ain't going to say 98% now. He's been getting injured lately.
He's been in the league 20 years, man. The man had 3 injuries his whole damn career.
And it's and Father Time is undefeated too, sir.
Anyway. You talking about sit it out. He come back and they lose to the Bulls. They lost to Charlotte. Remember that? Nobody was saying he need to sit it out then. Hawks by 90. Okay.
LeBron had 19 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists in his return game. To you, as a fan and as a whole sports commentator and fan, how much longer do you think LBJ has?
3 years. And the reason I say 3 is because he said he wants to play with his son or against his son in the league. If his son stays on schedule, stay out of trouble, he should be in the league in 2 years.
There you go. D, what you got?
2.
2.
2. I'm gonna give him 2 because it's gonna get to a point. Don't get me wrong, hellified basketball player. I'm not taking that from him, but it's as the last 3 years, injuries are starting to mount up, and it's like little nick, you know what I'm saying, little nick injuries here and there. And if they get another free agent that wants to come and sign an elite free agent, speculation, I know one I think might come there next year. I don't know if Skip want him on his team, but it's interesting who we think might come to that team.
Who?
Kyrie, but you got to get somebody to take some of that offensive, brunt off of him. And if you can get street clothes to stay healthy, that's the problem. Street clothes can't stay healthy. That's our issue.
He's been.
Do you remind the people who street clothes is?
Anthony Davis, can we get if you get in the playoffs, you're gonna have some back-to-back games. Street clothes is not proven that he can play back-to-back games.
No, that's Kyrie. That's Kawhi Leonard. Stop that.
No. Street clothes.
The last
street
week,
clothes.
man, the man been averaging 28, 30 points a game.
That's true when he plays. I said back-to-back games. That's what I said. What did he do? He didn't have no hellified game against the Bulls.
That's the playoffs, man.
That's what I'm saying. Okay. So the playoffs, you got to play back-to-back games.
What?
Hey, be talking like a fan. He talking like a fan.
Hold on. Let's talk like a person that knows sports now, since I'm talking like a fan. I'm in denial because I think with all the talent the Lakers got, they're going to make the playoffs as a 8th, a 7th, or 8th seed, and that makes me in denial. I'm in denial because I said LeBron James is in better shape than at least 70% of the NBA.
You said 98.
I did, but not, let's be realistic now. We're talking about realism now. It's 7. He's in better shape at 37 than 70% of the NBA. With the exception of the rookies coming in because they don't understand the game yet. They'll get out there and run their tongues out their mouth. But anybody, come on, man. I'm fanned out. You better stop it. I'm a Lakers fan. I ain't no LeBron fan.
You ain't a who?
I'm a Laker fan.
Not a what?
Not a LeBron fan.
Okay.
Now watch this. Anybody, if whoever, if Jordan was on the Lakers, I'm a Laker fan. When Jordan leaves, fuck Jordan. You see what I'm saying? So I love my teams. Now, as long as he's a Laker fan, I'm rooting for him. I'm hoping for, and I'm giving out the truth about him. But man, I'm in denial. Stop it.
They're gonna barely make the playoffs, and they're gonna get.
If you barely make it, aren't you in there?
They got a play-in tournament now, so they're gonna barely. Listen, let me finish. In my opinion, they're gonna barely make the playoffs, and they're gonna get their ass put out like they did last year.
They made the playoffs last year.
Yes, they did. They got put out in the play-in thing when they tried to go through the play-in tournament.
That's not considered the playoffs for me.
Oh, to you it's not, but to them they say that's a form of a playoff situation.
Okay.
To them,
series. Playoffs is series to me, not one game.
I agree with you. I agree with you. I think it's bullshit, but there you go. Money it's a money grab, but there you go.
Yeah.
While we're on the subject,
you shouldn't get a chance at it, in my opinion.
While we're on the subject of the playoffs, I'll go ahead and show you what the bracket looks like as of today. Boom. And as you see, your LA Lakers are making it at the 9th seed into the play-ins.
And that's going to be, I'm glad you put it up. That as of right now, as of today, right? That game against OKC is not a pushover.
Nope.
It's not a pushover. And depending on the health of the Lakers is key to any matchup that they have to go into. Even if, I'm going to say this, Skip, I'm going to go on a limb.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to beat Minnesota, period. I don't think they'll beat Minnesota. Cat just got back, so I don't see them beat Minnesota because, again, we don't know what AD going to show up to play.
You kidding me, keep saying that same shit over and over.
Saying what?
We don't know if he gonna play.
We don't. He's not.
We don't know if Cat gonna play. See how easy it is to say that shit?
Say what now?
We don't know if Cat gonna play. See how easy it is to make a statement?
But this is the thing. Cat just came back, so he's been out. AD will run down the corner, stomp his toe, and he gone for 2 weeks.
Now, how long has LeBron been hurt?
LeBron been out, what, 13, 14 days?
How many games AD missed in them 13, 14 games?
I think 3, maybe 4.
He ain't missed no 3. They rested him 2 games.
I get that's missing a game.
That's resting. That's not street clothes.
That's missing a game. He was sitting over there in street clothes, was he not?
Okay. Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go. Figure some shit out.
And Abe, you want to bet? Who is your team, Abe? Tell me that. Don't you say the Falcons, because if it is, don't you make another goddamn comment.
Talking about basketball, Skip. Don't bring the Falcons.
The Falcons and the Hawks in the same category, losers. Don't you say neither one of them teams. Come on here, talk about some champions 17 motherfucking times, pimp. Who your team, Abe? Type it in the comment. Who is the team, D?
I don't know, Abe, but he might be a homer. He ain't
gonna type that. He ain't gonna type
that. He will. He ain't scared.
He put everything else up there real quick. Said I was in the
there you go. ATL. He running with the Hawks. He's a Hawks fan, sir.
Get your ass up. Don't you say shit else.
Okay,
I want you to comment smiling faces and clapping hands. That's what you need to comment.
Well, you see the Hawks will technically make the play in too down there.
In the East.
But wait a minute. Look at the sad part. The Hawks got the same schedule as the Lakers, and you got 2 bona fide Hall of Famers on your team.
How many rings 2 of them Hall of Famers on the team? No. Let me make my statement. How many rings do any Hawks ever had? Period.
Talking like a fan.
Exactly.
You talking like a fan.
That's what I'm doing. You sitting here talking about we got 2 bona fide Hall of Famers versus a team that's got a bunch of young guns running up and down the court who ain't never did a motherfucking thing. And you
go stop.
Hall of Famers?
Stop. Get what you just said. You heard what you just said? Mm-hmm. You got some young cats over here who ain't won nothing. And you got 2 bona fide Hall of Famers. They got 2 rings. They got 1 and 1 ring with the Lakers. LeBron got 1 and AD got his first ring. And as of right now, they got the same record.
Exactly. Now, again, what have the Hawks won?
Nothing.
Nothing. Explain that shit.
Nothing. I'm telling you, we already established that.
Put that bracket back up again, Kev. Put that bracket back up again.
I got you.
They haven't won a championship.
I'm finna show you something. Sacramento 45-29. What they don't won?
Nothing.
Brooklyn 40-35. What they don't won?
Nothing.
Minnesota 38-37. New Orleans 37-37. Better than the Lakers. Tell me what they don't want. So
the Lakers
because the Hawks got a good record that make them did something. They ain't did shit.
But you talking like the Lakers are the defending champ. And
I'm talking like the Lakers got history and they got 2 bona fide Hall of Famers on what you said, and that's what you take them in the playoffs.
What you said? History. That means long old.
What you got to do with this year?
Exactly. Watch this, Kel. What you told me about the Bulldogs when I said they championship, and what you said, Skip. Oh, that was last year. It's old now. That is old. We talking about present day right now. The Hawks got the same record as the Lakers. I never would have thought.
Okay, now watch it. You're right. Who the defending champions? Who's the defending NBA champion? Okay.
Golden State.
So that should be the only team we should be bragging about, correct? I can't root for my team like you root for the other team.
I'm not. Yeah, you can. Ain't nobody saying you can root for your team. We were just comparing
them, though, right? You comparing the Hawks against the Lakers. So when I bring up shit to compare with, when y'all ain't got nothing, you say that's old.
Again, we're talking about present day right now.
How many Hall of Famers on the Hawks? Present day.
None.
Exactly. How many of the Hawks that's gonna go to the Hall of Fame?
We don't know.
None of them.
We don't know that. We don't know that yet. You don't know that. We don't know that.
Trae Young got a couple more years that he gonna be traded. If not next year.
That might be true, but we don't know that. That's what I'm saying. We don't know that. We don't know that.
Talking like a fan. We don't know that. He over there talking about we got the same record.
Man, what else stands out on this
What
bracket?
say? History's nice. Y'all gonna retire some Hall of Gamers, okay?
To be honest with you, this East is going to be very interesting. Like last year again, Skip. We had Boston, Milwaukee, and I want to say Philadelphia again. But I'm gonna tell you, this dark horse that I'm looking at in the East is Cleveland, sir. Got to watch out for Cleveland. It's gonna be the first time in the history in the last 20 years that Cleveland will make the playoffs without LeBron James being on their team. That is amazing.
I'll say they beat New York. They'll beat New York. If it stays like this, they'll beat New York. And then they'll end up playing
the winner of whatever. Well, you gonna say Milwaukee will beat whoever they play?
Yeah, but we talking about second round. Yeah, they'll play Milwaukee in the second. Yeah. Yes, if they beat New York, they'll probably play Milwaukee because Milwaukee's gonna beat whoever comes out of the play-in.
So again, like I said, that's as of right now, we go through this and we look at it. I think Boston, I'm agree with Abe. Again, we had this at one point last year. But Miami went, I believe. But I got the Bucks and the Celtics playing the Eastern Conference Finals.
Stop the press. Philadelphia gonna play Boston. I don't know.
If they get there.
Are you kidding me, D?
Hey, what have we seen about what we know about Philly? Just be honest with you. A B or one of them get hurt every time the playoffs come around. Now I'm going with.
I ain't wishing injury on nobody.
I'm not wishing injury.
I'm just talk about the past, like you said. Let's talk about right now.
I'm going with Boston.
Okay, I got you. But don't tell me about if they get hurt. You say if they make it there. Get the fuck out of here.
Hell, if they make it
out of his goddamn mind right now.
Go back up on that bracket. Go back on that bracket. Right now, Skip. If you look at the East, excluding Boston and Milwaukee, excluding them, who would you put your money on to trust?
Philadelphia.
I'm going with Cleveland. I don't trust Philly.
Over Philly?
I'm just telling you. I've been watching basketball. I've been seeing what's going on.
Oh, I ain't been watching. I'm sorry.
I ain't saying you. I'm saying me. I've been looking at what I've been looking at.
Oh, my God. You pick Cleveland over Philadelphia.
Yes, I do.
You want to see that dark horse, don't you, D?
I'm just saying. I'm looking at matchup situation. If right now we just had Philly and Brooklyn and Cleveland versus New York, and the next bracket was the winner of Philly and them, if they had to play next, and in 7-game series, I'm going with Cleveland. Because who gonna stop Spider? You gonna go with a B, but B gonna get in. We don't know what type of team Philadelphia gonna show up. We just don't know that.
Who gonna stop James Harden?
James Harden gonna stop himself.
See, that's the problem right there. You ain't been watching basketball like you just said out your goddamn.
I have.
James Harden done stopped himself the last 15 games.
He gonna stop himself.
No, answer my question. The last 15 games when it was on the 8-10 game winning streak, James Harden.
That's fine. Himself. Skip, he doesn't show up in the playoffs.
Okay. It's always the superstar fault when the team lose around him.
Okay.
You thought about that?
Okay.
It's always the superstar fault. He can go out there and have a triple double. It's his fault they didn't win.
No, they blame LeBron James. That's what they blame when they don't win.
No, I say the superstar. I said nothing about LeBron. But that's what I say. You talking about Cleveland? Who gonna stop Skinner or whatever Spider? Like Philadelphia ain't got 2 surefire fucking Hall of Famers over there that need to be stopped. Come on, D. I just
gave you my opinion. I believe Cleveland can beat Philadelphia in a 4-game series.
Cleveland can beat anybody in the NBA in a 1-game series. We're talking about a 4-game series now.
I said a 4-game series, Skip.
All right.
Who you two see in the championship?
I'm gonna go on a limb. I'm gonna say Philadelphia and either I ain't gonna say Memphis. Either Phoenix or Denver. I think Philadelphia gonna come out the East.
I got Boston and say Boston and Phoenix. I got Boston and Phoenix. But I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised at Denver if they can hold suit and wait. The Joker is playing. And that team ball they playing. But depending on KD's health, and what Phoenix does in the playoffs, because KD he's injured. So when KD, that's gonna be a
I think they're gonna
scary
hold them
team.
out until the playoffs. I think they're gonna hold.
To be honest with you, if the seeding doesn't change, I would.
They better. It ain't like they're gonna drop to number 6.
I would.
I'll be dropped to 7. I'm gonna say 7 because they
I would.
They're gonna drop to 7.
But I think a Phoenix Boston matchup would be lovely.
John Brank said, Skip, I know it hurts, but D got you. What hurt? Number one. And then number 2, what he got me on? Because we just went over a whole bunch of different shit. So elaborate.
By James Harden not showing up in the playoff. That's all.
Oh, that's what you got me on?
That's
okay.
Yeah, by James
but now what hurt? Tell me what's supposed to hurt.
He's a Laker fan, remember, so he doesn't care.
Me?
Yeah, you're a Laker fan, so you don't care.
That's the East anyway, so it don't bother me. I'm just talking basketball facts about Harden. And that hurt? Come on, John. Don't let my facial expressions make you think I'm upset or mad. It's just a competitive or argumentative person that I am. That's all.
Hey, Abe.
Go ahead.
Abe's been doing a lot of talking in here. I'm curious to see if he's going to get on the call-in line.
He coming.
If they drop to 7, they may play the legacy band. You stupid.
Now,
okay. Hey, did I ask you to just concentrate on the Hawks? That's what you need to do. Just concentrate on the Hawks, man. I hope to God that Kevin Durant say, you know what, I want to go to Atlanta.
So Skip, so Abe is our football coach that we're gonna get into when April hit here. Probably next week I'll get in touch with him so we can start doing it. No.
Don't apologize. We shit talk on here. Come on with
it. That's Coach Abe right there, Skip, with the little league football that we have.
Yeah. We got to get that.
Yeah, that's gonna be. I'm excited for that. That's gonna be cool.
But yeah, Lamar.
Well, I mean, shit. Well, Branks, you fucking. In case I haven't told y'all, Branks is one of my groomsmen. That's one of my buddies. But he went ahead and blew it. But there's more too. Hey, let me get his comment off the screen. The Lamar Jackson saga. Shit, good segue, Branks. Appreciate
Lamar
it.
coming. Oh, you talking about Lamar Jackson?
Yes.
No, I'm talking about what John Brank said.
Oh,
yeah. That's what he was saying. He put the comment up before we got
it. Yeah, man. Well, Lamar made a tweet informing us that he requested a trade back on March 2nd. Now, what's interesting about that is he was franchise tagged on March 7th.
Listen, he is doing that now to try to create leverage. Number one, like one of the commentators said on ESPN this morning, when they gave him the non-exclusive tag, that gave him the right to go out and seek a trade partner. He can communicate with all other teams in the NBA. So now he did request a trade before they gave him the tag. So saying now, 20-something days later, that I requested a trade, I'm sorry, blah, 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 the fans and all the apologies he gave to me, how much he loved them. What does that do? What does that mean? Nothing. You've had all the rights in the world to go talk to the other 20-plus teams in the league to try to get one of them to say, hey, you know what? Go ahead and accept the thing, and then we'll trade for you. Or we'll do this, or we'll do that, or whatever the case may be. Because nobody's going to give him $200+ million and then give up 2 first-round picks also. Doesn't make sense. So that's why nobody's actually made a big splash about him in free agency, because it's just too much. Now, if he was $100+ million quarterback, snap him up. But he's asking for $200+ million. We don't know how much of it he wants to be guaranteed. So nobody's going to give up 2 first-rounders plus $200 million and have no capital to get nothing else to put around it. It ain't going to happen. So the Baltimore knew what they was doing when they did that. They saved themselves $10 million. And now what they've done, though, is put themselves in the box, because if I was Lamar and they don't sign him, I wouldn't play. And something will have to be done. But go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm hogging the time.
This is a terrible situation, because Skip talked about this a year and a half ago. Everybody on every news outlet has talked about this. Skip was how can I say, Skip? You was adamant about him not having an agent, and I was like, oh, he's keeping everything in house. But as this stuff goes on, to me, they was trying to make his character look bad. Now it's looking like both of them on the same level. Baltimore, if you want your quarterback, get your quarterback and keep it. Now, I know y'all are leveraging and going through the rigors and the ways, but once a player comes out and puts out information that says that he wants to be traded, whatever the asking price that you have starts going down. Because now they know he wants out. Because he ain't been saying that. We've heard about a friend at the NFL had to put a statement out. He don't supposed to be contacting no teams on his behalf and so forth. We keep hearing all this stuff. And then Lamar put out a cryptic tweet or whatever. They lying. That's not true. They not this. They not that. Baltimore, if you want this guy to be your quarterback, you're going and wrap him up, get it done, and get it and move on. But we still have a draft in place, so we don't know what teams that might get done. Skip, if it was anybody else but Lamar Jackson, do you think, in your opinion, this deal would have been done? Because all he's asking for is a form of Deshaun Watson's contract. Daniel Jones and got what, 3 years, 4 years? What we say that was clip by Skip by $40 million a year, damn near.
Yeah, 40 a year.
33, 35 or something like that.
Yeah, so
give him a big signing bonus too.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I'm just looking at. I'm using him as an example, Daniel Jones, because he's nowhere near on Lamar Jackson's level. Period.
Well, all of the quarterbacks that signed in this offseason, with the exception of Aaron Rodgers, and I ain't gonna even say Derek Carr, with the exception of Aaron Rodgers, none of them are the caliber of player that Lamar Jackson is. So, Abe, you say the Giants overpaid. They kept a quarterback in place that just needs a couple of pieces. The Falcons overpaid every goddamn body. So please, again, be quiet.
They overpaid for him, Steve. I wouldn't have paid him.
No, they didn't overpay for him. They kept him off the market, which is what Baltimore needs to do. Until something valuable comes through, they need to stick with what they got. He's not a bad quarterback. They need a fucking line.
I like what Branks just said.
But no, I don't think it has to do with playoff wins. I think, number one, the major glaring thing is he doesn't know how to negotiate. This is what agents do. This is why they make the third of your contract or whatever it is they make. They get you the most money possible, also getting them money. Not saying he is a dummy, but he shouldn't have played last year. They extended what they call it when they extended his rookie contract to keep him.
They picked up the option.
Picked up the option when normally that's when you're negotiating, and then you cut negotiations off at the beginning of the season because you're going to show them. Did you forget about that thing called franchise tag? I mean, to me that was stupid. And then you almost had a fucked up injury. You know, it could have been real bad. It could have been a ACL tear or something like that. And then you would be nowhere close to worth $200 million. So one of the commenters said he's asking for all of it guaranteed. That's what the commentators in the news has told us. I don't think he's asking for a fully guaranteed contract. He's just asking for at least as much guaranteed as your boy for not Kansas City, Arizona.
Cleveland.
No,
Cleveland.
Arizona. A little bit of man. Didn't he get 200 plus million?
Kyler Murray, yeah.
Kyler Murray, what did he
might miss all of next season.
What
he got? Okay, so Deshaun got 234
guaranteed. That's what Deshaun
yeah.
got.
So Deshaun got
like
that.
210 or something, I think.
Yeah, 210, something
That's
like
what I'm
that.
saying. He deserves more than all of them. Now, that's an outlier with Watkins. Everybody knows that. That was an anomaly. They did that to keep him from coming to Atlanta. You get what I'm saying? I don't blame him. Go get that money, and it's guaranteed. And I ain't got to play. Shit. That's smart. So we shouldn't base it on that. But Kyler Murray gets more money than me, and he ain't done half the shit I did. No. And see, this is where, and I don't know how he negotiates. I've never seen an NFL negotiation. I'm talking from my point of view. If you had an agent, all you got to do is say, hey, man, we're not going to sign that franchise under. So either you work with us and get closer to this point, or we'll just sit out. We'll just see y'all next year at the table. And the price is going to increase next year. And you're going to have to suffer through this season where you could have got something for him and kept it moving. But the team is built around him. And Jim Harbaugh with his dumb ass, oh, yeah, I'm keeping up on it and we want him back and blah, 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 blah. Well, now, granted, the tweet was made while he was doing the interview. But quit saying that old folly ass shit. We're keeping up on him and I want him in there. What coach in the NFL don't go to the gym and say, hey, man, sign that dude so we can get this playbook implemented so we can go ahead and get ready? Because that's all they fucking missing now. But, hey,
well,
man.
I'm seeing reports that the Colts might want him. With them just letting Matt Ryan go, they need.
But see, again, the situation too. The offensive coordinator has left. They relieved him of his duties, or he resigned, or whatever. Not only that, whoever they bring in to play quarterback, you got to learn a whole nother offensive system and so forth. The Ravens are gonna go mess around and fumble this ball. And I'm with you, Skip. Yeah, you're gonna pay me $32 million for this 1 year, whatever the case may be. I'm not playing. I'm not gonna play. I'm not gonna go out there. In the last 2 years, he's had nagging injuries that he's not finished the season. Now the Ravens are leveraging that against him. But at the same time, once any player, if it's speculated, if he said it, if he didn't, or whatever the case may be, once a player said, Deshaun Watson, same thing, I want to be traded. Oh, now what y'all gonna do? But see, you again, not going into it. The Aaron Rodgers deal is not even done. See, there's a lot of stuff going on that everybody's like playing spades and chess and checkers out here, and deals ain't getting did, and these players are just sitting around waiting. Because I'm looking at the same thing for my franchise quarterback. Why you think Jalen Hurts ain't signed yet? They got to go on and get that understood, and he has an agent.
But see, one reason, before you finish, one reason Jalen Hurts ain't signed, because he's waiting. Because
that's what I'm going with.
Jackson signs, oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen ain't got no MVP, but he got everything else. You get what I'm saying? So he's gonna be up there in the high twos, mid twos. So I don't blame him. I wait too.
So with like you were saying, it's even crazier because again, each one of us have wrote a resume. We've turned in a resume to whatever job interview, whatever we've done. And on that resume, Lamar Jackson says what? One of the highest prestigious things you've ever done, MVP of the league.
The whole league.
And when I bring that to the table with my agent, don't come at me about no damn playoff win, because guess what? Your ass wouldn't have been there if I didn't play.
And
you see what happens when I don't play.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? I'm damn near 90% of your damn offense, if not 100. And the other 10, I'm just giving to the tight end and another role player, the running back here, there, just there, whatever. But I'm the reason that other teams scheme for me. This is, as an agent, will go into a room with their people and sit down and say, this is what he brings. And I would have a graph showing, take him off. This is what they do without. The language of the NFL. And I personally think they're trying to punish him because he's not going playing by their rules.
Exactly. That's exactly what's going on. But it's going to backfire on him. And, like I always said, in the NFL, your contract is based on what you've done, not what you're going to do. They didn't give Patrick Mahomes $500 million until he did what he did. They saw potential and he was young, but they locked him up, which was smart. They didn't give Deshaun Watson $230 million because of what he's gonna do. They knew he was gonna miss the whole goddamn season, but they still paid him based off what he did. So for the Baltimore Ravens to sit here and say you're not worth that guarantee because you ain't did shit, or we're not gonna make a future investment in you because we don't believe you're gonna do shit, that's a slap in the fucking face. So is over there. They are fumbling the ball. And like I said to y'all, I think it was last week or week before last, when John Harbaugh was coaching the 49ers, and we had all world everything, defensive linebackers and defensive ends, and Garoppolo was playing out his mind. And you're gonna go down there and tell him how to coach. He said, well, fuck this team, and he left. And people started retiring. People started requesting for trades. And we went straight to the dumps. I said then, as a 49er fan, to this day, I hope we don't win but one game so we can't get the first pick in the draft because you fucking the team up. Houston, they fuck around with they traded away what's Jackson? Not Jackson. What was the wide receiver name? Hopkins. They traded away Hopkins for no fucking reason. Then they fucked around Deshaun Jackson, and now they in the gutter. And they call themselves rebuilding. You ain't got no choice because you fucked up your franchise. And this is where Baltimore is going to be in the next year and a half if they don't sign this guy.
I think we keep it over the. I mean, Dee said it. You know, they keep using it as leverage that the last 2 years. Yes, he's done good. You know, he's done what he needed to help his team get to the playoffs. But when the playoffs roll around, they're not there. That's inconsistency.
But that's defense.
The regular season restarts when you make it to the playoff. The season is you were win or go home. And if your main guy that helps you win isn't there, if the last 2 seasons he hasn't been there, that is a major hurting point for any team to want to sign him. Yeah, the guy's phenomenal, but he can't be there in the end.
But see, this is not basketball where you can control the contact because you can shoot jumpers all day. You don't have to go to the hole. This is not tennis where you can control if you lunge at this one ball that can pull a hamstring. This is football where people are coming for your fucking head every play. So if the line is not doing their job and he gets hurt, is that his fault? If you put up 37 points and lose by 1 and the defense gives up 38, is that his fault? No. So we're talking about one side of the ball where he has no control over it. In all other sports, you get to play defense yourself. And that determines your value. So we can't say why he ain't won a playoff game because this past year before he got hurt, they were losing games by 2 and 3 points because the defense was fucking up.
But Skip, I'm not talking about the defense here. I'm saying that even if you can I'm talking about Lamar Jackson's soul play. He's great, but if you're not there when we need you, we're not playing just to get through the regular season. We're playing to go win a Super Bowl. And if I can't trust you're going to be there, or at least have some type of, backup plan to if you're not, how can I pay you? How can I pay you the same as a guy that just because the market says so? You think hey, I understand an MVP, but Matt Ryan got an MVP.
Watch this. And Matt Ryan got his money. And he can't run faster than a snail. So let me ask you this. If the 49ers had a quarterback, do you think they'd have won the Super Bowl? A Philadelphia fan. If we had Garoppolo in there without no injury,
absolutely,
wouldn't we have beaten Philadelphia?
I believe so.
Exactly. So you're going to blame Garoppolo for getting hurt? You're going to blame Trey Lance for getting hurt? You got to think, if these guys block like they're supposed to, hold your block for 2 or 3 seconds, that's all we ask, he don't get fucking hurt. That's just what it is. So you're saying, I'm going to guarantee you my health. Nobody can guarantee their health in football. It's a freak hit. You can pull a hamstring cutting. You could get your foot caught in the goddamn turf and get turf toe or whatever, and it's over with. But nobody can guarantee health. So when people say that, they're not thinking. Who can guarantee that they're going to be healthy 17 games a season?
Nobody can guarantee they're going to be healthy.
Why would you say that? That's not an arguing point. You're not there at the end of the season. It's not all my fault that I'm not there.
It might not be all your fault. You can't control getting hurt or not.
Look, watch this. I'm sorry, Kev. I didn't want to cut you off, but think about this. Look what happened to your team when Dak Prescott went down. You see the importance of a quarterback. Now think about this. What did Jerry Jones? Jerry Jones knew he overpaid for Dak, but he knew he had to pay Dak. You see what I'm saying? They did all this. It's almost a mirror of the same thing. If you think about it, the only difference is Lamar Jackson has that MVP trophy in his trophy case.
And a better overall record.
And as of right now, you're not going to tell me as a Cowboy fan, because a lot of you don't, Kev, you might be different. It's almost half the league that will take a Lamar Jackson over their starting quarterback right now.
I understand that, but for the money he wants, I don't think it's feasible.
Okay, so let's start right there. Deshaun Watson sat out a whole year and got a fully guaranteed contract with all the speculation around it. Not only that, he doesn't have any baggage either. Garoppolo has been injury prone since he got to the 49ers. He just got another payday. He's on his third contract. Derek Carr broke his damn back, has never won a playoff game. Never. He owns some Raider records. That's it. He just got paid. Now, I'm just saying, everybody else, Justin Herbert is going to get paid. Russell got paid some money, ain't did shit since he got paid. Now, Russell Wilson got a Super Bowl on his resume. He has that. So he earned the money to get that. Then, but I'm saying it's numerous quarterbacks. You can go down the list and you can see, hey, these folks get paid
$230,000+.
That's the market now. That's the market. Each year, if you know, Skip can say this. What always happens, Skip? I want to be the highest paid cornerback. Jalen Ramsey got paid. Did he not when he said that? Somebody goes on top of him, and now he's the highest paid corner. It happens every year at different positions. Look what happened. The offensive tackle from Kansas City. He just left and went to Cincinnati because he want to get paid.
Odell Beckham Jr. has been trying to get back into this league for the last season. One of the big reasons nobody will sign him is because he keeps getting fucking hurt. You got 3 ACL tears. You keep missing the big moments. Yeah, he came back and had the run with the Rams. But other than that,
But wait. Now you're comparing apples to oranges now. You try to compare a wide receiver with 2 ACL tears. He's had 2 of them. He is injury prone. He is a risk compared to somebody that's running the offense. Lamar Jackson is
injury prone. They're both injury prone.
Wait, he's not had a major injury. And he plays the quarterback position. And I'm saying again, Derek Carr had a broken back. He just got paid guaranteed money. This is his last contract. And I'm not saying Derek Carr and Lamar Jackson the same thing, but if I sit down as an agent or any representation of this man, I'm looking at the whole market. This everybody ain't got paid. Look how Kirk Cousins is the smartest individual playing this game. Kirk got money every year to the point where they say, you know what? He basically pimped the system and he got paid.
Well, no, he didn't pimp the system. They was fucking him, and then he started fucking them.
Yeah.
So said higher and higher. They kept franchising him. I'm not signing shit. Franchise him again.
And guess what happened? He is the first to get a fully guaranteed contract. Was Kirk Cousins? He was the first with Minnesota. They gave him fully guaranteed money. It wasn't as big as it is.
The first
quarterback. But I'm saying they get fully guaranteed money. So once they get set, Kel, the market just starts going. Kirk Cousins got this. Now we jump to another player. Matt Ryan got this. Tom Brady got this. Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers right now has damn near $90-something million tied up with Green Bay.
In 2 years.
And he's going to get it.
This year he gets $57 million.
I'm not saying don't pay Lamar. I'm just saying that we need to look at this because we keep skipping over the fact of him not being here in the playoffs.
Wait, stop.
He didn't even travel with the fucking team this year. That doesn't show you as a team player. No, why would I want to pay you this much money if you're not gonna be a team player to my friend? This is business.
You need to be shaming yourself. You need to be shaming yourself because you
he don't know sports like we do. He's just talking from his perspective. So don't say he need to be shamed because he's saying what he thinks. That's not how it works. But go ahead, D. I'm gonna let you go. Go ahead.
Your quarterback broke his goddamn ankle, and y'all paid him $40 million. Why, Kev? Why did y'all pay him?
Because Jerry Jones likes to overpay everybody. Who he thinks is going to be the next big thing.
Oh, okay.
I'll say it. Y'all know I hate Jerry Jones.
So wait a minute, stop. So watch this. Y'all go 13-3 if I'm right, when Dak was quarterbacking, right or wrong.
Correct.
You get hurt and you don't win, but down what, 4, maybe 6 games that year? What was it, Kev?
Yeah, I think it was 4. That was when Andy Dalton, yeah.
Now watch this. As an agent, I go on there and say, hey, we want these minutes. This Dak record when he plays, this is record without. That's the leverage that they went in there with. Yo damn people went in there talking about, oh, we ain't got to pay him this. He going to make a lot of money off the field just being Dallas Cowboy quarterback. Fuck that. I want my money. So now he got his money. You see what I'm saying? That's how it works, Kel. I don't care what type of injury that you get unless you damn paralyzed. He's going to get paid. You know how many quarterbacks have torn their ACL and have come back and got money?
I'm not saying don't pay him.
That's exactly what you're saying.
I'm just saying you gotta look from a business standpoint. Okay. I've got to look at who's gonna be there when it gets down to it. We're not playing 17 games to go home. We're trying to play 20, 21.
You see, what you're doing is you're making all injuries the same. They're not the same level. These hit the nail on it. The man has not had a major injury. The injuries he had to sit out to keep from becoming a major injury statistic. You get what I'm saying? So let's not make it sound like he's been in the league 5 years and all 5 years he's been hurt. No. MVP season, he didn't get hurt. The year after that, he didn't get hurt until the 12th, 13th game. So let's not make it sound like at the last 5-6 games in the last quarter of the season, he gets hurt the last 2 years. That's not how that's been working. He could have came back this year. He chose not to. Smart move. Contract year. But no, for you to say, we're not going to pay him, we need to look at his injury history. Are you kidding me? There's not another quarterback in the league that's gotten money that had the level of injury that Lamar Jackson has had. None of them. They've all been worse. All of them. Worse injuries. Every single one that's gotten their money that came off an injury, Dak Prescott included, had worse injuries than Lamar. But you're going to sit here and say that that's what they should consider?
This is what I'm saying. Read that comment that I got up on the screen. Replace Carr with Lamar. That. You want an MVP? Yes. Okay, $150 million is a lot of fucking money. I don't think that the only reason that the Browns gave Deshaun Watson that contract was A, so he wouldn't go to Atlanta, and B, to put the Ravens in this situation right here. Boost the market up so they can either get rid of their quarterback or have to pay him.
They didn't see that future. Because if you're thinking about it, Kansas City gave your boy $500 million 3 years ago. $500 million. So let's not say that Cleveland did that to put Baltimore in this situation. Hell no. The man signed a 10-year, $500 million contract. That's $50 million a fucking year. So no, ain't nobody did nothing worse than what Kansas City did.
But you don't think that Patrick Mahomes deserved that?
Okay, he deserved it all for what? For what he did, correct?
Besides an MVP.
No.
Yes. Okay, go ahead. For what he did, yes.
He got it for what he did. Now, you telling me Lamar Jackson don't deserve $200 million, $220 guaranteed for what he's done? Is that what you're saying?
Besides one MVP season and missing the last 2 years, we're talking about what he's done, and I'm saying what he's done. No, he doesn't deserve $200 million. Derek Carr's been in the league for how many years, and he hadn't done anything spectacular. But $150 million is a reasonable pay.
Oh, okay, we're talking about Patrick Mahomes now. At the time that Patrick Mahomes got the $500 million contract, had he had an MVP, had he won Super Bowl, you see what I'm saying? He hadn't done shit. They saw what he's done, and by his age, they say he's going to do nothing but elevate, and they paid him to lock him up, so that will be nothing else.
Super Bowl before Skip.
I'm sorry?
He won the Super Bowl and then got paid.
Oh, okay. I'm talking about had he had the MVP of the league then though.
Yeah, he got the MVP. Yeah.
That year,
Yeah.
okay. That year, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But
But
yeah,
see,
go ahead.
but again, Kev, this is the point we're making. This is the point I'm making, rather. When the Browns signed Deshaun Watson, Baltimore's owner had a conversation that was reported. Why did you do that? You know what the Browns man said? Hey, ain't got nothing to do with that. We trying to win the division. And everybody knows if I can cripple you in some type of way to take over the division, that's what I'm gonna do. That's my money. You can't tell me how to spend my money. So now look at it. Again, if you look at the division, like me and Skip was telling you last week, who looks like the best quarterback in that division right now if Lamar is gone? You got Joe Burrow and who else? Deshaun Watson. You see how they shift the
That's what I just
paradigm?
said. That's
But
exactly what. Go ahead.
I hear you. I hear you. But at the same time, he's not missed 2 years. Because what you just said is that he's missed 2 years. The last 2 years were injured. He's missed some games. Yes, but what football player ain't? Watch this. Brock Purdy is going to get paid. It's just been said now that John Lynch them are putting him in as the starter. He's injured right now. He's going to have surgery. How Trey Lance feels now? He just broke his damn leg. So you're going to tell me now, oh, they don't deserve to get paid? They're young players. If they come back and outperform their contract, they're going to ask for money. Now watch this. I'm going to give you an example. Purdy, for instance. Purdy come back and has a hell of a goddamn year. You know he's going to hold out next year. Or they're going to try to go on and cut him a check. But see, those teams in that division are known not to pay folks. Cleveland surprisingly doing what they're doing. But am I right, Skip? Pittsburgh don't like to pay. Cincinnati don't like to pay. We know this. They don't.
And New England don't like to pay. That's another team that will not pay you. They'll get rid of you before they pay you.
So and this is where the problem comes in at. Again, I'm looking at the market as a player. These players don't get, David Carr is on his third contract. This is it. He won't get another one. Not in this much money. Garoppolo is on his third contract. He will not get this type of money. And the Ravens need to be ashamed of themselves because they're trying to use all other 30 teams in the league to do their bidding for them. Meaning, i.e., a Falcons go out and try to sign him. Because the Falcons got the capital to do it. So the Falcons hypothetically went out there and tried to sign Lamar Jackson. Now we can say, okay, the Falcons for the game, let's say Skip, but they're going to give him 245. They'll come over top and say 246. Ain't nobody got time to be playing these damn games. And that's what they want to do. But in his case, he doesn't have nobody in place to talk to these teams and do that, to have a relationship. That's what a problem. It should be done if he had somebody in place, in my opinion.
A little bit on subject. AV, stop typing. Evidently, you being a Falcon fan don't understand how the system works. Falcons ain't got enough money no more. They gave away a bunch of money to a bunch of nobodies already. So they can't get him now, even if they wanted to.
Oh, so no, that's hypothetical. That's hope.
No. AB typed in the comment, I hope we do it. He don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Burrow is already better. Burrow is a better pocket passer. That is it. That is it. He's a better pocket passer. Can he extend the plays, Burrow? No. Can do teams scheme for Burrow like they do for Lamar Jackson? No. So don't tell me he better. You don't know football, sir.
Skip.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Skip. I'm gonna let you finish. I'm gonna rebuttal after
that. And I knew Mahomes won the Super Bowl, brother. I was thinking that he signed the contract before he won the Super Bowl. I didn't realize that he signed it after he won the Super Bowl. So please don't compare apples to oranges because my sports brain and your sports brain is like an apple to a peanut. Stop it, Mr.
Now the rebuttal with that Skip's opinion. Me personally, Joe Burrow is a better quarterback, sir, than Lamar Jackson.
A better
No.
overall quarterback or a better pocket passer? Does he scramble better?
He gets out of trouble and throws the ball.
The question was, does he scramble better?
Wait.
No, but you're gonna compare him now, right? Who has a stronger arm? Who has a stronger arm? Let's
Burrow.
You gonna let me answer?
Who has a stronger arm?
Burrow. I'm gonna let me answer. I'm going with Burrow. With Burrow.
Who has the best legs?
Lamar Jackson.
Okay, that's 1-1. Who can extend the play better?
Both.
Yeah, Burrow's a slippery motherfucker, Skip. You can't take that away from him.
How many 100-yard rushing game Burrow done had?
How many?
Huh?
None.
Okay, no running quarterback like that.
He's slippery like Lamar Jackson. Shut your ass up.
He is.
Wait, Skip.
Like Lamar Jackson.
Skip, you didn't say rushing for 100 yards. Your comment was extend the play.
Yeah,
You didn't.
So Burrow extends the play like Lamar Jackson does.
He can scramble out the pocket and get the ball downfield or rush for a move the chains. We've seen him do it. We've seen him do it. That's why he's in it. You not let me talk. What I'm saying is that's why Cincinnati has been in 2 AFC championships and the Ravens haven't seen man. It's because of Joe Burrow playing quarterback.
Joe Burrow play defense?
Oh, here we go.
Just answer my question. Does he play defense?
No, he does not.
Does Cincinnati have a damn good defense?
Yes. It ain't better than the Ravens to me.
Okay, well, watch this. Baltimore had Miami 34-17. Didn't they lose 35-34?
Yeah.
That was Lamar Jackson's fault?
No, that's a team's fault.
They had the Giants down by 10 points and lost
All
by 1.
that.
That was Lamar Jackson's fault? So don't
that.
tell me about y'all forgetting the fact that Joe Burrow plays one side of the ball. He does his job. I'm not saying he ain't a bad motherfucker. Don't think I'm saying that. What I'm saying is because they made the AFC champ, it wasn't just him. The defense, the special team, that shit matter.
Okay, that's right. Me and you agree on that. We agree on that, but in their scheme of things, just like I don't like this right here. And I guarantee you agree with me on this. I don't like when they sit up and say, this is Tom Brady's record versus the Falcons. Like, nobody else played. They try to use pitching stats for quarterbacks in the NFL. Am I right?
Yep.
Major league pitchers, they try to use them stats to say he's 20-0 versus whatever team.
Right.
So that's the part that they get. Right now, a Joe Burrow-led team has done more in the playoffs than a Lamar Jackson team.
Yes.
And less time in the league than a Joe Burrow.
Yes.
And see, that's the part where the issue for me is coming in at, because now we talking this now. Joe Burrow ain't got paid yet. No. So he hasn't got paid. So they got to get this done because Joe Burrow and Herbert contract is coming up. We know this. Now, if I'm Joe Burrow, what I'm going to go on there with, Skip? What I'm going to say, if he don't do nothing else right now, what is his resume? I done took this team to 2 AFC championships and a Super Bowl appearance. I deserve to get paid. You see what happened when he blew out his knee, he didn't play. And they go back to you, Cam. Joe Burrow blew out his knee. The next time, that's blowing out your knee. Oh. He comes back and they go to the damn Super Bowl. That show you right there his importance at the quarterback position.
But this gonna sound a little racist.
I knew it was coming.
No white quarterback has had to go through what Lamar went through, what Dak went through, and I'm not going to even use Deshaun Jackson because not Deshaun Watkins, because that was outside of football. But most teams will take their quarterbacks, their franchise type quarterbacks like a Burrow and a Herbert. They're gonna sign them before it even becomes an issue. You get what I'm saying? And like I said, I hate to make it sound racist because Lamar's black, but he's black, young, and doesn't have an agent. He's upsetting the establishment. That's what's going on. Because if he does this, gets all of his money without having to give it to an agent, it's gonna go crazy in the next 2 or 3 years. He's setting a precedent. And I think now Baltimore's trying to make it like we're gonna pay him, but we ain't gonna give him what he wants because we don't want to set the precedent, like kind of like what Cleveland did with your boy. It's gonna be crazy. They're gonna have to pay him, or they're gonna tank their season, like what Detroit has been doing forever, and now they're getting back to being a good football team, like what Houston has done here in the last 2 years, and like what Cleveland did for the longest. So this is where Baltimore can look forward to having if they don't get this man on the field.
There you go. Well, hey, fellas, we're going to take a time out real quick and hear from our folks over at Too Fresh Transportation.
Are you and your friends or family looking to have a good time? Come experience Too Fresh Transportation. They offer multiple luxurious vehicles to choose from that are super clean and COVID sanitized. With all vehicles having a wide range of seating space, a custom bar with a hookah, and an Apple and Google TV, a PlayStation 5, a removable dance pole, and a custom stereo. So remember, next time you book a ride, book Too Fresh, because Too Fresh is above the rest.
Too Fresh is above.
Do you think Josh Herbert is better than Burrow?
No.
You think Burrow's better than Hurts? You think Burrow's better than Hurts?
Yeah. Because and the only reason I'm saying that, because we've got 2 years of back-to-back AFC Championship appearance. Nobody expected for the Eagles to be in the NFC Championship, let alone the Super Bowl. You know how some of these people think. And then I'm gonna say this to you too, Skip. As we know, it's all about scheme and what your team is running. Also, that's why when I made the comment to you that we know it's not going to happen now. If you took Lamar Jackson off their team and plugged him in on the Miami Dolphins, what you got now? With what they already had. Look how you laugh.
Animal.
This is what we seeing. You take, and again, we can do the same thing. Take Lamar Jackson off, switch him and Burrow, and put him on that team. That the Bengals are still that same dominant force team, but if Joe Burrow goes over to Baltimore without having,
he gonna get hurt.
There you go, because he doesn't have the weaponry and like he does. That's why I said, look at Josh
Harper. Get to see if he can extend plays like Lamar Jackson.
to Burrow, Skip, I want to say that in that playoff game last year against Kansas City, where they won to go to the Super Bowl. And this was the standard for the Bengals last year. Joe Burrow got sacked 9 times off of like 40 fucking pressures. So the cat can get out there. I mean, another good example. I know what you're gonna say after I say his name, but Tony Romo, he couldn't run, but Buddy could slip away from a D lineman. Romo could slip away from a D lineman. So, that's that type of thing that Burrow brings out. He might not be able to take off and run it for 40 yards, but he can get out of that pocket and get out of your arms.
If he got to get 10 yards, I'll say he get 10 yards. Lamar is turning 10 yards scrambling to a 50-yard run.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we know that. And again, regardless as a defensive coordinator coming into that week of practice, Skip knows.
Sorry. Abe say, don't say nothing about no damn Romo.
I knew as soon as I say his name, what comes next.
Abe said it. I didn't say it.
But again,
get away. Go ahead.
But what I'm saying, outside of that, that's why we hypothetically we sit here and say, "Oh, take this person off this team." We sat here last year, and what did I say? And I think Skip might agree with me. I'm just gonna throw this out here. Matt Ryan left the Falcons and they traded him to Indianapolis. I was one person that said, "Damn, Indianapolis got everything he needs to be successful." What happened?
They weren't successful.
They ain't do shit. So both of us was wrong. We was like, these are gonna be in the playoff.
You're right.
Yeah, we all three had high hopes for them.
But that's what I'm saying. So the expectations. So when you start moving these pieces around, it ain't that easy as we think when we're comparing these guys. We just looking at we just looking at, like I said, Daniel Jones, as we said, I don't think he deserved the money, but that's what they need on their team and the nucleus that they trying to get. And look what they did. If you want to say anything, Cam, They franchised Saquon Barkley. You know why they franchised him? He's injury damn prone. And he's been injured 2 out of the 4 years he's been in the league. And I'm talking about major injuries where he don't see the field. Well, you got a Daniel Jones that's been running for his life the whole damn time. He's never had a proven wide receiver on their team. So at least the Giants say we're going to lock up our quarterback. We get better on defense, and we're going to do what we're going to do. Do we think they're going to be playoff contenders? They went to the playoff last year.
I think so. They can do nothing but get better. And I watch this. If nobody don't snatch OBJ up, he's going back to the Giants.
I can see it. I can see that.
And somebody said earlier in the comments that he's asking for $20 million a year. He's already disputed that. He said, I don't know where that shit came from. I'm asking for $20 million a year. I'm just not going to sign for, what was it, 4.5 or whatever it was that Dallas or somebody put out there. I don't blame him because the rookie, the veterans minimum is higher than that, isn't it? D?
I don't know.
Say what?
The veterans minimum for players is higher than $4.5 million, ain't it?
Yeah, now because of how the market is, and it's for the positions that they play. That's another thing.
No, I'm talking about OBJ though. I'm talking about OBJ.
Yeah, I'm saying it's still the positions, how the tenure in the league, and then the need. OBJ, you know, he's garnering the lowest I say he'll probably take is $6 million, and that's a low ball. That's low ball.
I think Dallas or somebody offered him like 2.5 or 3.5 or something like that, and he was like, "Yeah, whatever."
I don't think Dallas ever offered him because he wouldn't run.
Well, I don't know who it was, but when
Somebody
he did his
did.
little pro day thing, he had a couple offers, and he was like, "Yeah, no."
Well, hey,
But still,
hang on for me, D. Look, we haven't done this in a while. I want to go in before we end the show.
How you gonna just pop that up on me, man? I got to think on top of my head here.
We got a nice little chat going right now, so I figure some folks might know some trivia.
Oh, wow.
Thought you had a book.
I did, but I don't have it in front of me because I came on here things. I have a whole book. But sports trivia, let me think. Name the team. But this should be simple for football fans. But how many expansion teams have we had in the last 6 years in the NFL?
For those who might not know, give a little detail on expansion.
Oh, you're talking to me? Okay.
Yeah.
And expansion is a new team. Period. Like Cleveland left and went to Baltimore, that they became an expansion team because the Baltimore Ravens was a new team. Houston the Houston Oilers went to Tennessee and became the Titans. Expansion team. Jacksonville Jaguars, expansion. That's what I mean. Expansion.
Now, I could have this wrong, but weren't the Houston Oilers originally St. Louis?
no.
Okay, because I remember the St. Louis Rams, but who was before? I thought it was something else before.
The Rams were St. Louis and the Cardinals were in St. Louis.
Travis put 4.
And Travis would be correct.
Hey.
Okay, then, Dante, you win the prize. Good guess.
Tell him what he's won.
Good guess. Hold on. Bum, 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 bum. You too can win the good guess trophy. Take a picture of it. Put me on the big screen, Kev. Take a picture of your trophy, sir.
And that is a 49er fan. He would like to put that in his trophy room.
I know who Dante is. No, let me stop.
Yeah. Well, hey, Skip, why you up there, man? Go ahead and give me your last take.
A couple of things. First thing, Lamar Jackson. I want the young man to get his money like anybody that has played and given their blood, sweat, and tears on that football field. They deserve it. He deserves it. I also want the Baltimore Ravens to stop bullshitting around before they tank that team and everybody asks to get gone somewhere. It doesn't make sense for them to humiliate him and disrespect him by not at least giving him what Kyler Murray got. I want to go so far as to say that he should get what Deshaun Watson got, but we know that's just too much damn money for nothing, so to speak. But the GM they're dropping the ball with the Baltimore Ravens. John Harbaugh, Jim Harbaugh, whichever one he is, need to shut his goddamn mouth. Go talk to the GM and get his quarterback in there. That's my comments on that. Just refereeing in all these sports. I wish I had some kind of platform I would implore for the commissioners of each individual league, including the NCAA, to put some sanctions or something in place for these refs making these stupid ass, tragic ass calls that's costing these teams, possibly costing these teams games and affecting the outcome of the games. It makes no sense for a player to have the whistle blown on them or given a technical or ejected or whatever, and they can't say nothing about the ref for fear of being fined, but the ref can go fuck up and all they can do is say, hey, we apologize. It should go both ways. There should be punishment on both sides of the ball. But again, these are things that need to be fixed. And I'm not saying fans are going to stop watching the sports, but it's going to be the attendance is going to drop off in the actual stadiums if this shit keeps happening, I believe. And that's my final take.
Dirty D.
I want to thank everybody once again for tuning in. I like us going back and forth. I really appreciate everybody in the chat. My final take, we didn't get into it, but the Aaron Rodgers saga that we keep seeing continuing, going back and forth. I don't know what the Jets think they're asking for a 40-year-old quarterback that might have 1, maybe 2 years left. Green Bay, because Green Bay is trying to get a first-round draft pick out of all this. And it's becoming, like I say again, we talked about another quarterback situation. This is becoming the farce also. This is the most drama we've seen in the offseason in the NFL in years when it comes to the quarterback position. Do I like it? Because usually we have nothing to talk about. We usually talk about the draft, and we got veteran players basically hijacking some of these players' shine in the draft that we'll be talking about in a couple of weeks. That's my final take. Thank y'all for turning in. Y'all be blessed and join us again. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, well said. Well, shit, mine is just the XFL, man. They've been playing some good football out there. As we've been doing our show tonight, I've been kind of looking away because I got the TV right here, and it's the Houston Roughnecks against the DC Defenders, the two best teams right now in the XFL. I think there's only like 8, but these are the top 2. DC's undefeated, and Houston only has 1 loss. So they're playing some good football out there. I think in the next couple of years, we're going to see a different landscape for professional football.
Hey, Abe, Dante, Bo, Vince, all you guys comment, man. I like D said. I'm going to echo what he said. I appreciate y'all for going back and forth with us, arguing with us, and John Branks also, and just talking with us about sports and, just giving us a healthy conversation back and forth. That's what this is about. Bring all your friends to us, man. We want this to grow. And any one of you guys that's in the chat, we also want y'all to know we can put you on the screen whenever you choose to. All you got to do is say, hey, man, bring me on. We'll send you the link and you can come in. We also have a phone line. You can call in and argue whatever. Get your voice heard. So it's not just about y'all typing in the chat and participating. Y'all can also be on the screen and participating with us too. So we want to make it known that you guys can be involved as you would like. We welcome it with the wealth of knowledge between me and this man right here. And this young man right here is catching on like he's soaking it up like a sponge. We know a lot, but we don't know everything. So we value y'all's opinions also. Mr. Abe Heath.
God damn, well said, fellas. Well, hey, everybody. Until next week, thank you for tuning in, as these two said. But we will be back next week at 8 p.m. But until then, keep your beer cold.
Miami Hurricane National Champions. Boom.
And your wings lemon pepper, baby. Yeah.